3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Talking with the Source. It's myself today, Robin from Halfern Paranormal and Talking with the Source. AJ is caught at work. I think the street corners are busy today, so he's still caught there. But anyway, we have a great show today. Absolutely fantastic show. We have two ladies coming on from a group, and they were the first ones to sign up for the Global Ghost Hunt. So before we bring them on, just a quick couple of announcements. First of all, Global Ghost Hunt, please do check them out. The people who have signed up already for May is done now. There is no more positions available for May, but October is happening again, so get yourselves on there for October and for further beyond. Trust me, this is going to be big. So there's, like I say, the Global Ghost Hunt. There's Huntophobia brand Laverty, as well as Parapost Network. There is the new UP program with Matt Barron, so as well, check that out. We are going to bring on now, we are going to say hello to Melissa and Heidi from Rootless Destinations. Hello. You're muted.
Hi.
Hello. So I was just telling everybody here that you were the first team to sign up for the Global Ghost Hunt.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
We were so excited.
We jumped on it.
Literally, the second that she read the email, she called me and said, "We have got to sign up like right now." And we were very excited. We were so excited to do this.
Yeah, it's one of them ones because it's the first one coming up. You know, some people were like, you know, we'll wait and see how it goes. Other ones were like, you know, no, it's not for us. Other ones were jumping in and stuff. But you know, you're trendsetters. You set a trend because you signed up first, and now May's full.
Yeah.
Woo! I'm excited. That's awesome.
And we learn next week. Next week we learn what time we go on and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I say, it's gonna be fantastic. I just wish I could have been part of this one. Obviously, I had to pull out, but I'll be back in for October hopefully. But I'll have a keen eye on it. Don't get me wrong.
Good.
So I just want to say a quick hello to our own brother, Matt Barron.
Hi, Matt.
Hi.
Who's watching on there. Look at this, Matt. They've even got the Global Ghost Hunt t-shirts on.
Ta-da!
Nice bit of plug in there.
That's right.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about, I'm actually going to go against what we usually do here. I'm going to ask you first about the location that you're going to be investigating for Global Ghost Hunt.
Okay. Yeah.
We are actually going to the Claiborne House in Jefferson, Texas. We have been there twice now. And we've had some great experiences both times. So we're really hoping that we can follow up on some things that happened, and we can maybe get some more experiences to happen and
get some answers.
Yeah.
Get some questions. The whole city is haunted. So it really doesn't matter where we are there. We're going to have some sort of experience. But we're very excited to have the Claiborne House to ourselves. This will be the first time to where it's completely empty.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you want, isn't it? I mean,
yes.
I've done investigations before, and you're in with like 3 or 4 different groups, and you can't actually rule out. You know, you hear a little noise, and you're like, "Well, that could be footsteps upstairs," but is there one of the other teams up there? And you're trying to rule out and debunk, but you're also trying to see who's where, and it can get confusing. So to have it for yourselves, that's amazing.
Yeah, we're really excited about that.
And
I'm on my way over. I'm going to get a ticket tomorrow.
Let's go. Do it.
I wish. So I'm going to go to the first question we usually ask now. So do you want to tell everybody how you both got into the paranormal in the first place?
Okay, well, for me, it's just starting as a young girl. I had my first paranormal experience probably when I was 3. And I saw a Indian chief. And then I learned later on in my life that my older sister also had experiences in that same home. And really every place that I've been, I've had some sort of experience until I learned how to shut it down. And so I didn't, keep them at bay. So that's really what got me started in it. It's just my personal experiences. And then Heidi and I have had several together. Not long after we started a friendship, we had quite a strange long period of things happening around us.
Yeah. I also have had experiences since I was about 7 or 8 years old. I consider her way more of a sensitive because she can walk into a room and feel more than I do. I will feel that something is off, but she will feel and know exactly why it's off 99% of the time. I think that we clicked when we met just a little bit ago. When we met, we kind of had that in common. So it was really easy for us to not only form a friendship, but to go out and explore and have that open mind to be able to experience things together or separately. Correct. And, rely on the other one to know that it's the truth because, you trust each other and you've had those experiences together. So, we both started at a young age with different experiences and, that's kind of how we roll.
See, I like that. I like that about the trust thing because that's something that we've all got to have in this world, in this field. Right. That's one of the main things that I usually have to have before I, it's different speaking to people on the podcast, but you can get off them, like if I was coming over to Texas, for instance, I would have that trust with you, right? And I would have that trust with Anthony Ceballos and stuff like that. But right. You've got to have, you've got to, there's a certain level to me that if you don't have up to that level, then it's like, you could say at this minute, I couldn't do that. But right. Once you pass that level, and like I say, so you didn't know each other when you were like kids, you didn't know?
We didn't meet until we were in our mid-20s.
Early 20s.
Early 20s, actually. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So 2 years ago.
A couple of years ago, that's right. We've been friends.
It's okay, I'll take that later on.
Honestly, we've been friends for over 30 years. Yeah, so this is something that's, she actually introduced me to my husband. So, we have a very, really strong level of trust. And you are right. We've met other people who, and I'm air quoting here, have the gift that it's harder to trust some people with that. You understand what I'm saying? You just yeah. They're reaching for something just to be able to say something. Right. So
yeah, and this is probably this is the best community I've ever been in, but in another way, it can be the worst sometimes, right? Because the people that come into it, and we've spoke about it loads of times on here. We've spoke about it on Matt's show, on Brian's show, on all different shows. It's like, the amount of, she would say, bitchiness that's out there,
right,
is just on another level.
Agreed.
I mean, over here in the UK, there's very, very few people that I would work with, very few, because it's just like dog eat dog. It's all fighting for, popularity and fame, right. and it's like, well, that's not what you're in it for.
No, exactly. That's not what we're in it for.
No. And if everybody, in the UK, in the States, in Australia, in the Far East, wherever you're doing it, if everybody was to pull together and pull evidence together and stuff like that. You know, I think we'd actually be a lot further on in the field than we are.
Agreed.
It's just that obviously people don't seem to like doing that. It's all like, you know, fame. Oh, I can get myself, you know, so many thousand subscribers on YouTube. And it's like, really? I just don't, you know, I like YouTube for putting like evidence and investigations on, but, you know, I'll probably never be monetized by that. And at the end of the day, you have to look at it and think, well, that's not what you're there for. If it ever comes along to that, well, it's a bit of a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
But it's the photograph you're going to capture of the shadow figure, or the video of the shadow figure walking, or something being thrown, and it's, you know, it's all that you catch that you're thinking to yourself, that's what I want, because then that's what you can turn around and say to people. That's priceless compared to YouTube money, because it's like, look at that. You explain that to me.
Your experiences is your money.
It is. It is, absolutely. So what's your I was going to say your worst experience, but what's your best experience that you've had, whether it's individually or as a pair?
There's an experience we've had that we haven't spoken about on anyone else's podcast, and
it's the first on here then.
Yeah.
You're listening for this, people.
We have shared the experience with people of the location, but we've had an experience that we cannot say it's paranormal or not. We don't know exactly what it is. We do know that it's unexplained. So Heidi and I took a trip, and this was our third time there, but the first time to actually stop and investigate.
Right.
So we're on an old logging road in the middle of one of our national forests. It is nighttime, 6-7 o'clock. We have one camera rolling, and the reason we're there is because for years we've heard stories, because it's local. We've heard stories of experiences that people have had out there with a light anomaly. So we thought, well, we'll go out there and we'll just stay for a couple hours and see what happens, see if maybe we can debunk anything that someone had seen.
Right.
So we were able to debunk some reflectors coming off some streets at the very end, and then a couple of little other things. But it's dark. You can't hear anything. There's nobody out there. It's clear. All you can see is stars. And Heidi's got this little app on her phone that you can see constellations.
Yeah, you can see all the stars and everything that's out in space.
So she's just looking up at the stars and stuff, and it has this music with it. I'm like, oh, that's pretty music. And then she turns it off. And we're looking in opposite directions. And she said, is somebody jogging towards us? And I said, who the hell is going to be jogging in the middle of the night on an old logging road? And she said she saw a little red light. And then she said, I see it again. And by then it's closer. And so I've turned the camera now. So she and I are looking the same way. No shit.
Beep, sorry.
15 feet away from us, this little golf ball size white light appears. And it's off the ground. At least 15, 20 feet.
Easily.
And then it starts bouncing. And it's bouncing towards us. And now we're just in shock going, what the hell are we looking at? And then that little white light all of a sudden does this huge flash. And then boom, and it's gone. And that flash was like, those old-timey
cameras that you had on a stick, smile and poof. That's what it looked like.
That's exactly what it looked like.
That's how bright it was.
But and then she and I looked at each other and ran to the car.
We did. We were terrified. A bunch of babies. We are.
The interesting thing about this situation or experience that we had is that once you get home and you download the footage and stuff, and we were there for 3 hours.
Yeah.
We were out there for like 3 hours. So we only have one camera. You've got one clip out of, I think there's like 12 clips.
Yeah.
You've got only one clip, and it's in the middle of all of them. And that's when we had our experience that is corrupted. That clip is corrupted, and we're missing time because we went back and started doing a timeline. Because when we were leaving, she made a comment about the time.
It was way, way later than it should have been. At least it seemed to be to us. So
with that experience that we had, we went back and did a timeline because I had a receipt for when we got gas, only like 7 miles or something
easily,
from there.
Yeah.
So we just did a timeline, and sure as shit, we're missing time.
It was a very creepy experience. We have no explanation.
No, I will never forget it. Never.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done that before about about missing time, and it's like it's strange. It's just like all of a sudden, with me anyway, it was like I was somewhere, and then it's like your mind just completely goes, and before you know it, it comes back, and you're completely somewhere else, and it's like 3 hours later, you're like, how did I get here? You know,
yes,
it's really, really weird when that happens. It really is. We have Nando here.
Hi, Nando.
Hi.
Brother of ours from Portal of the Paranormal. He says, Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
He's the one who helped us with our shirts.
That's right.
Oh, they'll be loving it now. I don't know where Brian Lafferty is. Get him on here to see this. Yeah, so the whole like time thing is something that people normally, now it's not me, it's just what I've been talking to people, normally associate with I'll not say like UFOs and stuff like that, but people associate that with different things. But there is a chance that if there was spirit life there, if there was spirit form there, it could have messed with the timeline, or it could have messed even with yourselves.
Absolutely. We just don't know. And there have been numerous stories about that particular place, and numerous, sightings of beheaded people and stuff like that. So, we don't really know, but it was awesome.
Yeah, I was able to interview people, and I did it over the phone because it was during COVID, that had a similar experience as us. And then I had an experience apparently on the same road when I was like 3 years old with my mother and my sister. And after I had this experience, and my sister told me, she goes, oh my God, did you forget about that story about Mom and I and you driving back down that road? She goes, the same damn road. And she said, but at that point, it was a huge bright light, like it came from a UFO. And she said, you could feel the whole ground rumbling. I found that very interesting. So apparently that's my second experience on that road.
He's like, hush.
He didn't like that experience.
He's still barking. He wants to be part of this as well.
Sorry. So I was going to say, is that place far from you then? Is it far from? Is it somewhere that you could go back to on a regular basis to? And
we have.
Yes.
We've been, after that experience, we've been back twice.
We've never had anything like that. Not at all.
Yeah. It's strange that when that happens, because what about if it was the same date and time, for instance?
Right.
Have you tried that as well?
It's not come up yet because I'm actually watching several things. I'm not only watching the date and time, I'm watching the weather. I'm watching the moon phase as well because it was a full moon that night.
It was bright.
So I'm watching,
beautiful.
So there's a couple of things we're watching for it to all line up, and then we'll go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely something that, you could find. It could be, like you say, like an anniversary time of something that happened, or it could be, like you say, to do with the weather, or the moon and stuff like that. It just could be something that triggers at certain times, rather than You know, you've been lucky enough to catch it that time you did. You know what I mean?
Yes, we were. And it was really quiet. Usually there's a lot of people in that particular area, and it was during COVID, so nobody was there.
So we have Raymond saying hello.
Hey.
Our brother Raymond from Newsom Paranormal. So, what's your best piece of equipment that you would use when you're on investigations? What's the one thing people always call it their go-to? But what's the one thing that, you know, if you went on an investigation and you forgot to bring up with you, you'd be like, ah, damn it.
My handheld recorder. The recorder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have to say so. Or the camera, either one.
Yeah, that'd be a bit embarrassing, wouldn't it, though? Get everything set up and all, oh, my camera.
That's right.
Yeah,
so
we usually carry 2 recorders with us. Heidi loves to let one just run the whole time we're there, and then the other one is just for like real quick EVPs. But yeah, the recorder.
So I take it there's many places in Texas then that would be classed as haunted. I mean, I know there is one there that I'd love to go to, Goatman's Bridge.
Oh, yes.
We've been there.
Is that far from you?
It's Dallas area.
Oh no, we haven't been to that one. No, that's it's not far. It's a few hours, but you're in Texas, so a few hours is normal. Really.
About 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah. That's a drive, no problem.
Yeah. Is the Goatman's Bridge? It's. I've heard people saying things about it. Some people say it is really haunted, and other people say no, there's nothing there. It's just random people that go into the woods at night and stuff like that.
In my opinion, I believe that it's haunted. Whether or not it's always been that way, or did somebody bring it with them because they wanted it to be haunted, so they were doing some stuff there they shouldn't have been doing. In my opinion, I think it started out as a folklore, and then it got out of hand and people started doing things they shouldn't be doing there. I think there's other spirits there that are not from that area. That's my opinion.
Right, we have Brian Laverty. Brian, check out the t-shirts.
Ta-da!
Check out the t-shirts.
Ta-da!
And Raymond says he can't wait to see your investigation in May.
Yeah,
we're very excited. We're very excited.
I think everybody's very excited about it because it's gonna showcase a lot of places as well as teams. It's gonna right. I think it's gonna do a lot for the field.
Agreed. I'm very excited about that. Anything to help promote. It's a dog.
All about the community.
It is all about the community. So,
yeah, Brian says he loves the t-shirts.
We love the t-shirts.
So I was saying to you earlier on the show that I'm going to bring you obviously back on again for whenever AJ's free, because he obviously can't make this one, and I know that he'll have a lot to talk about with you as well. But you know, is there anything else apart from the global ghost hunt investigation that you have lined up for investigation wise?
Not lined up. We just did an investigation this past weekend, and we both said that's it until global ghost hunt.
Yeah.
Because now all of our energy is going into that, and what we are going, you know, because we're going to try different types of communication and that kind of thing. So we're preparing for our investigation for the global ghost hunt.
And we've gotten some new equipment, so we want to kind of get used to the new equipment. So that's something that we're trying to do as well. We are so excited.
I mean,
what's the new equipment you have, or can you not say it?
I don't mind saying. My son, thank you, son, I love you. He sent us a REM pod, a really nice REM pod. So I was really excited about that. And Melissa I
picked up a different type of spirit box.
Spirit box, right.
So we're going to play with that as well. And I've got a couple other things coming, but just different types of, we're going to do some scrying and candles, and we're going old school on this one just because of the date of the house itself.
Right. It's an older home from
1900s.
It's the early 1800s, late 1800s. It was built. I can't remember the exact date. So yeah, we're hoping that they're as active, if not more active there than they were the last time we went there. So we're very excited.
Well, I think everybody's very excited to see what's happening. You know, I mean, I personally, I love watching other people's investigations and videos, and you know, we all learn off each other, really, don't we?
Yeah, we do, because sometimes you're like, oh, that's a cool idea.
Yeah, you don't think about stuff like that, so that is really cool. We're excited. Yeah. We're very excited to see all these other teams and see new methods and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's one of them things that you'll never get bored of watching it, because there'll always be something that's happening that you'll be thinking, oh, like you say, that's a good thing, or that's a good good tool to have, or that's a good way to do that. And you know, I know for me, it's like you don't really want to be like necessarily copying what people are doing, but you can maybe take an idea and think, right, well, I can tweak that a little bit, you know, and turn it into something else.
Yes.
I know me, I just have ideas all the time going off in here, but there's nothing much else going off in here, so
silly.
But so how long have you actually been investigating, each of you, like, you know, like both separately and then obviously together as well?
Investigating, maybe 20 years.
Yeah, we've not really investigated per se. Like when we
first started
doing stuff together, honestly, we used to find like old cemeteries and just walk around. We thought, you know, that was kind of cool. You could find it history and stuff like that. So that's kind of where it went. And then we had experiences together.
Yes. And then we talked about experiences growing up. But starting to use tools to communicate, that was probably about 20 years ago.
Other than that, the only thing that I've ever done that I will never do again, as will not Melissa, is a Ouija board. And that's just not something to play with. So that, when we were younger, we had done that and had some experiences, and we don't do that anymore.
No, I totally agree with you.
Okay.
I've never done one, and I never will do one.
It only took one time for me.
Yeah, they're
and I will not do it again.
Yeah, they're not. That's not a toy.
I don't trust them. I just do not trust them. And I've been in a room when people have been doing them. I've watched them being done. I just don't agree. I'm one of these ones where, you know, I can communicate. So if there is something there,
right,
then I should pick up on it. If I go into a room and there's nothing there, and people say, oh, well, let's do a Ouija board, then it's like, well, you're just going to bring something into the room that's not there.
Right.
And then you try, when you bring something, it's like a kid. You bring a kid into a room with a load of toys and let it play for 5 minutes and then say, right, go on, leave. The kid's going to be like, no, I want to play with these toys. You know what I mean? And it's like, you try telling them to leave, but there's no chance. Mm-mm. But I totally agree with you. I will not touch them.
No.
Have you had was the experience bad you had, or?
It was pretty scary.
Yeah.
And I was a teenager, and there was like 5 of us girls at home by ourselves while I guess the girls' parents were out. I think they were musicians, so they were out doing their thing, and we were having a sleepover, and they had a Ouija board in the house. And so like, oh, let's play the Ouija board. Well, we don't know anything. We're young. Well, it didn't take long. We lit candles. Everything was dark. We all put our hand on the planchette. And then we started asking questions. And maybe 3 minutes into it, the planchette flew off the board. And then the candle that we had sitting on the kitchen bar flew off and hit a window and broke it. So no, I won't be playing with that again.
Wow. You don't want to mess with stuff like that.
No.
So we pissed somebody off.
Yeah, I mean, you can get stuff come through that that can help with your investigation and can be good, but it's the bad stuff that you can bring through. I've seen it happen. I've heard about it happening. Yeah. I've had people say to me, "Oh, come on and do it. No, we can assure you that nothing will come." No, you can't assure me nothing.
You're right.
You can't assure me nothing on that.
You're right.
And people have said to me, I don't know whether you agree or not, they've said to me that doing a spirit box session is kind of the same as doing doing a Ouija board through your voice, but I don't agree with that. I think with a spirit box session, you can control to a certain extent who comes through. If something comes through and it doesn't sound nice, you can say, you step back. You've got to step back, or you can ask your guides, take this spirit away, or But I think with those, it's like you're just once it starts moving something, you basically accepted that it's there.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So
and with this,
I won't I won't touch them at all. Is there anything that you have not done on an investigation that you'd love to do?
There are places we'd really like to go that we haven't gone to. So, I mean,
no, I mean, I've not been dissatisfied with what we've done thus far. Again, it would have to do with the location, and just like with the Claiborne house, because we've been there and been within the city, so we know a lot more about the history per se and how to go about with this investigation. And sometimes that's what it takes to go back to a place a few times and try different things.
Yes.
So I think it just really depends. I totally agree with that. So, come on, the bucket list. What's on the bucket list for location wise?
Okay, well, this isn't somewhere that's accessible. This is not somewhere that I will ever get to go, but I would really love to go and explore Skinwalker Ranch in Utah. Not only UFO stuff, but I believe that a lot of spirits are there, and a lot of spirits are really messing with a lot of the things that go on there. So that's, to me, one of my top. It'll never happen, but that would be one of the top places that I want to go. Yeah, never say never, but at this time, it's not a possibility. So what about you?
Well, really anything that would be, I would love to explore some castles. I would love to go see Dracula's castle. I would love to go to, yes, I would love to do that. But something that's reachable, Waverly Hills.
Yeah.
I
mean, Mang, I don't know if you've seen any of our podcasts before, but Mang is the Winchester Mystery House.
Yes, that would be cool too.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
I'd love to do that. The Klein Motel.
The Klein?
Klein?
I don't know.
Oh, Clown. The Clown Motel.
Yeah. Oh, no.
She won't do that.
No.
She won't.
No.
And the Hinsdale House. I'd love to do the Hinsdale House.
The Hinsdale House would be cool.
Yes, that would be really cool.
The episode of I don't know if you watched Paranormal Lockdown.
I do. All of them. I've seen all of them.
Well, the one that Nick Groff did in the UK in 30 East Drive. Did you see that one? I think it was called A Yorkshire Haunting. Well, I'd love to do the Hinsdale House because I've been to East Drive 3 times, and I've got loads of stuff that's happened in there, and it's like, because I've been there, because he was told by that entity that supposedly followed him back to his own house that he had to go to East Drive. It's like, well, because I've been there, I feel like I should be going to the Hinsdale House and then see if the spirits, because obviously they'll realize,
right?
Well, you've been to both places and stuff, and see what the connection with it is.
That's interesting. That's that's really cool.
So that would be a reason why I want to go there. But just Winchester Mystery House, definitely. Hotel Cecil.
Hotel Cecil.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I love to do that.
Got to be in the right mind for that one.
And then just like a lot of the ones that you see on these TV shows, it just, you see them and you think, we've got nothing like that over here.
Yeah, and that's what we think when it comes to everything in France and the UK, and
we see all that stuff. We're like, what? Where are we gonna go?
Get over here then.
Yeah, yeah.
I got so much over here. The one good thing about here is about the laws are different, because if we go in somewhere like there's an old pub or a hotel at the side of the road and it's abandoned and stuff, and we go in there, and then obviously someone, I call them a nosy busybody, they see you and they call the police because they're like, oh, there's someone in that building, and then the police come along. All they do is say to you, look, can you leave? And I've had it before a couple of times where someone's called the police, they've turned up, they're like, what are you doing in here? You tell them a paranormal investigation. They're like, oh, really? There's stuff in here? Yeah. And then they're like, so what's your channel called? You tell them, so they're writing it down. And then they're like, yeah, crack on, go ahead. Yeah, just work away. Nice. So it's pretty good like that. But over there, it's, I think from what I've been told, it's not looked upon the same.
No, it's not.
We actually found an abandoned town, and we went to investigate, and we weren't there maybe 30 minutes tops before the owner of the entire town and property was literally right behind us asking us what we were doing. And in Texas, everybody carries a gun, so make sure that you're really nice to whoever's going to try and talk to you. But he was very nice, but he said, this is private property, this is my land, and, blah, blah, blah. And we said, oh, well, we're just taking pictures. So yeah, he wasn't very nice.
I've had that. I just normally, I'm one of these ones that if I start lying and stuff, taking the wrong turn, I don't know how I ended up in here. And then people are like, yeah, whatever. So I just be completely honest about it.
Right.
Yeah.
I get the ones sometimes where they're like, what are you doing in here? And you're doing a paranormal investigation. Oh, right, I'll leave you load them away. Before you see it, they're halfway down the road.
Right.
Yeah.
I had a funny one the other day. I went out. We had a decent day weather-wise for once, and I went out the front of the house for a bit of fresh air, and there was a group of people that were walking about. They were all quite old. And these two old ladies, one of them was even struggling to walk, and they came up to me as I was standing in my front garden, and they said, have you seen two of our people who were with us, the group? And I says, yeah, they've gone down there. So then they start handing me this leaflet. Oh, you should come to and check out our service tonight. Bear in mind, this was like 15 miles away from here, this service that wanted me to go to. It's not until 9 o'clock, and you will be able to talk about the scriptures and Jesus and about how we all have everlasting life. And I was like, well, first of all, I says, I'm not sure where I am with all that, because I lost my partner 2.5 months ago to breast cancer. I says, so, at the minute, I said, I'm not really too sure where I stand and all that. Well, I mean, if you come to our service, we will, talk about all everlasting life and how that she'll have everlasting life. And I'm like, I know there's everlasting life. I said, I'm a paranormal investigator. I said, I speak to them all the time. I've never seen someone who couldn't walk as fast. They were like, see ya.
That's one way to get rid of them.
It's a good story.
Well, it is. Jehovah's Witnesses, you say. I don't know what they're like over there, but over here, they're like, they'll knock at your door, and they'll stay there until basically you slam the door in their face.
Yeah. The same.
Yeah, pain in the backside they are.
Yes, they are.
So is your investigation for the global ghost hunt then? Is it the next one coming up for you, or is there any in between?
No, that's the next one coming up for us. We just did one this past weekend at a old nursing home.
I love a good nursing home.
So
we met up with a great guy, Terry, from
NSPS TV, and did an investigation with him.
He was awesome. We had a great time.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Had some experiences, so we're excited about that. Mm-hmm. But no, we're going to take a break and get used to our new equipment. Maybe go out to some old cemeteries that we frequent and see how they work out there. So that's our plan right now.
Prepare.
That's it. It's the preparation's key, isn't it? Making sure everything's, for the investigation coming up, making sure everything's, they're charged, packed away, ready for it.
Right.
I'm usually last minute. I am.
Are you?
Yeah. I'll be in the car ready to go, and then my mother-in-law, who's my skeptic in the team, she'll say to me, "Have you got your phone with you?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, that's my camera. Better go and get it." And then I'm running out with like 2 different chargers. I need to charge it in the car. Why have you not charged it yet?
We've done that before, but not with equipment.
Well, what I want to do is, like I said before, if you are fine with that, I want to bring you back on again.
Yes.
Another time when AJ can be on, because I know that he has loads of questions to ask.
Good. That'd be great.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. We would love that.
Absolutely.
Yep, no problem. Well, shout out all your stuff, all your channels and social medias and whatever else you wanna get it all out there on here, so as we all know where to go and check you out.
Well, we are Rootless Destinations, and we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, we are on
Twitter.
Parapost, and we
Twitter.
Yeah, whatever.
Reddit. And that's it.
Yeah. So hit up the Facebook, the Instagram, the YouTube, the Parapost, the main ones.
Yeah.
Except for TikTok.
No TikTok.
We're permanently banned.
And so is that everything you have, or do you have anything you don't want to say anything about your own personal ones, because they're obviously personal? There's nothing on them to do with
right.
Everything goes on Rootless Destinations, doesn't it?
Not really.
No. We kind of keep all that separate.
Yeah, and I don't even really go. I don't even go on my personal stuff anymore. Anyway, it's all about Rootless.
That's it. I don't have a personal Facebook because everything goes on just on my normal one.
Right.
Any investigations, pictures, any rants at anybody, all goes on the one that.
Nice.
I'm fed up, Putin. Please excuse this, but.
Good for you.
Right. So, well, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you so much.
It's not a problem at all. And like I say, I look forward to having you on again. Please, everybody who's watching, please check this team out. They are fantastic. Give them a sub. Go on, follow their stuff on Facebook, and get ready for them on Global Ghost Hunt.
Yes, get ready for the Global Ghost Hunt.
Thank you so much, Robin. You take care. We'll see you very soon.
Not a problem at all. Thank you for coming on, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye. Right, people. So I hope you enjoyed that. It was a good show. I know AJ's got a load of questions, so I didn't want to ask too many. He wants to ask some. He's got some things that he wants to speak about, and so I'm not gonna go and take his part. So we will get them back on again whenever he can come on. There is a lot more shows coming up for Talking with the Source. Some great people will have coming on. There's some great investigations as well for us individually and as a collective team as well. So keep an eye out for them as well. But please check out our social medias, Halfern Paranormal, Coventry Circle Paranormal, My Journey Paranormal. And like I say, you'll see on there as well, everybody who we follow, who we are friends with, who we work with, will all be on there as well. So just, be part of the family. Just check everybody out, and you'll see some great stuff. But like I say, we'll see you pretty soon. This has been Robin from Talking with the Source.